get an update? Any injury concerns, or is everyone okay?
Yeah, no injury concerns ahead of the game tomorrow.
Do you think the game plan should change against Greece, or how we played them in Athens?
Well, I think Greece are 4-3-3. We played 3-5-2 in Greece, and I think some people have written that wrongly. They've put in that we played a completely different system, which we didn't. We played 3-5-2, and I think against Greece, and that's not dissimilar. For example, in our previous win, say before that against Armenia and Scotland, where Scotland played 4-3-3 and we played 3-5-2, and that worked for us. We didn't play well on the day against Greece, so I don't think it was necessarily tactical. I think it wasn't a good performance for us. We came out the wrong side of a tight game. We didn't perform well on the day. It's probably one of the few games. I think the level of performance we've had against Holland, for example, and the level of intensity we brought to Holland and France here in the games here in Dublin, if we can bring that level of intensity that we brought to the Dutch game, that's what I want from the players. I want to bring that level of intensity that we had here. You know, it was incredible, and also a high technical level in those games against Holland at home. Very, very high technical level. Players demanding the ball in all aspects in every area of the park and being confident to receive it. And there can be criticism. We didn't in the previous Holland game, for example, probably didn't create enough chances late on. Obviously, with more attacking options in this. Obviously, with Evan Ferguson back, we have Mikey Johnston, Callum Robinson back. Although they've not played that much at club level, they are available again, and they weren't. None of those players were available in the last camp.
Civitas in particular caused problems for us over there. Is there a way to counter that again tactically, or are you happy with the shape?
Well, obviously I'm not going to discuss how we're going to play. You know, it wouldn't make sense for me to do that, to discuss how we're going to play today in the press conference. And I think he's one player. Listen, Greek are a good team, a very experienced team, a lot of good players in terms of a lot of experience, a lot of players in their late 20s who've a lot of games under their belt. They're a consistent team. They don't change, not much change in their lineup very, very often. And our streetwise team, you know, we've seen that with the sending off of Matt Doherty, and which was never sending off. Of course, that was in terms of players put themselves throwing themselves on the ground to get them sent off. We see players lying down in the game, 6 or 7 players to take minutes out of the game. We've seen that in the game in Greece. So that was something that was very prevalent in the game, and so they're a very streetwise, very experienced team, and we have to know what we're facing.
Can I just ask? I wasn't here, but I heard Keith Andrews almost suggesting that there was insider information from Gus Poyet that he had used contacts. What do you make of that?
Yeah, well, it is what it is. I don't have any real comment to make on that.
Anne-Marie, please.
Hi, Stephen. And that game in Athens, how much have you kind of spoken about it this week and used it as motivation, or have you kind of forgotten about it, or is there kind of is it being used as motivation to kind of show better account for yourselves?
No, I think you have to look. You have to obviously review all our games, and review what we can do better in all of our games. We constantly do that, and I think we have to look forward. Obviously, different players. Some players are in a different place. Some players are in the middle of their season now. They found a rhythm of games, and the other players available now, like Chiedozie Ogbenya, for example, coming in after playing 3 Premier League games recently. He's in a better place than he was even last month, when he hadn't played really any minutes, or played a few minutes for Luton, but coming in on the back of three 90-minute games for Luton, he looks in very good form. And so I think we review all our games. We know, I think the atmosphere at the home games has been really electric, and at the games, people realise it's a special occasion, Ireland playing in at home, and we want to finish the group strongly. We're still in contention for automatic qualification. Mathematically, we're not in our own hands, of course. We're relying on results elsewhere. We've got to see if we can take it to the November window. The only way we can do that is by taking 6 points in this window. It may not be enough, but we'd be kicking ourselves if we didn't do that and results did happen elsewhere. So we need to make sure that we do our side of that we win the games that we need to win, and that starts with Greece on Friday, which will be a real tough game. Greece are a good team. They would see themselves have a better chance of qualification automatically, and so we've got to make sure that we're absolutely ready to go against them, and it should be a really good game, and the players are getting ready and looking forward to the game.
With all the talk about I suppose the insider knowledge into our camp in Greece, have you few surprises up your sleeve tomorrow?
Yeah, I had Theo Zacharakis in the hotel in Castleknock earlier, but I think he's coming down, and we'll see how he is. Now, I think obviously I'm not going to discuss regarding the how we're going to play and so forth. I wouldn't do that. Greece are consistent how they play. They either play 4-3-3 or 4-2-3-1, and we want to, from our point of view, we want a big home win, and that's what we want. We want a big home win. We want to reward the supporters, the Irish support, with a big home win at home, and I think the players will be very determined to do that. Very determined to do that.
Nathan, please.
Keith's comments that obviously raised your eyebrows and made plenty of headlines. Was there a sense around that Greece game that they might have had some insider knowledge, that people that had been around your camp were in with them, and that maybe they were aware of what your game plan was going to be before the game started?
It's all quite possible. It's all quite possible. But as I say, not nobody that was around our camp. But I think, listen, I'm not getting hung up on that, and I think certainly we're just focused on preparing the team for the game on Friday.
Shane, you're the elder statesman of this squad now, the oldest player in the group. No Coleman, no Klein, no Hendrick. A lot of those guys in 2016 are gone. Does it feel like a very, very different camp now?
Yeah, it is. Obviously, I think me and Matt are the two oldest, and I think it's the first time for me to be the oldest. So, but it's very enjoyable just trying to keep up with the young ones, and I've got a new role to take on and try and lead by example around the place, and I try and do it anyway when Seamus and that's here. So we're missing John as well, so it's we're missing a few big characters, of course, but the younger boys they're their own characters in their own way, and I don't even look at them as young boys no more. They're quite experienced around the place, and it's actually a very it's enjoyable group so far. I've really enjoyed the week, and just looking forward to the game.
Damien Spellman, please.
Stephen, do you almost have to treat these 3 games as a mini campaign?
Listen, every international game is significant. They're all important. I think the players we want to win our home games. We want to win the game against Greece. It's going to be a real epic battle. Greece have been consistent over the last couple of seasons, and we've got to produce a big performance to win. We can look at Gibraltar after that, and then take it into the next window. I think at the moment we're just firmly focused on Friday, and because it is a big challenge for us on Friday, one that we must rise to. And I know the players are very determined to put in a strong performance and get that victory that we need.
Gavin Kearney, please.
Hi Stephen, given the very different position in the group now compared to even before the Holland game, do you worry that the players won't be able to match that same level of intensity?
I understand the question. It is fair, but no, I think the vast majority of players are. Firstly, it's a huge honour just to put on the green shirt. Huge honour to put on the green shirt and to represent your country, and especially in a qualifier. And the reality is, although it's an outside chance, mathematically we still have a chance. So as long as that's the case, we must give everything of ourselves all the time. Everything, every player must give everything, and that's not in question. And I think they will be hugely motivated, the players, to try and fulfil their potential in this game.
Finally, Ed for the line.
Stephen, Matt already said during the week, we get coached brilliantly. Our preparation off the pitch in terms of the opposition, the way they set us up is the right way, and we know the game plan is the right game plan. So, just on reflection, and when you look at some of the results, is there something missing during the actual games that's just been missed? Just a little bit, in terms of changing of tactics, quickly to react within, from the side. Have you reflected on that?
Yeah, we reflect on every game. I think you can say, oh well, hang on, you've been critical. If you make a change at half time, well then tactically you must have got it wrong to start with. But then if you don't make one, well then you're not changing it. So tactically you're not changing it. So I think the reality is, sometimes depending on the selection of your team, you'd like a team that can flow in and out of systems easily, but sometimes the personnel in the team that you've selected, that isn't the case. It's different. For example, if you've James Coleman in a back three, you can slide to a back four easily, and these things, just one example. But I think it doesn't suit everyone. But I would say that we've overall we look like that we've the potential to score goals over the period that we just. Again, in the previous game against Holland, we started like a house on fire. We started well, passed the ball well, we're aggressive in our press, and then we conceded after 20 minutes in our first attack. We conceded, so that's been our Achilles heel, that we just have conceded at critical times when we needed to see out, and that has hurt us. There is no doubt about that. But all the games we've had this year have been tough games. All right, Gibraltar at home, we did a professional job, but certainly they've been tough games, and this is a tough game. We've got to rise to it. We've got to try and win it. We've got to win a tough game here on Friday night. Win a tough game on Friday night.